Hello guys, Mr. Fluffy Pants here. Today guys, another video, and today guys I'm reviewing The Haunting of Hill House, which was a Netflix series that came out about 2 years ago, which is, kind of a Netflix horror series, which there actually is a season 2 kind of thing coming out this year, but it's not really a season 2. It's not not a continuation of the story, but it's going to be called The Haunting of Bly Manor, or whatever. So kind of season 2, kind of not, but, this is definitely one of my favorite Netflix shows. This, is in, like, the top, this is one of those big three, the ones that I like now, which is, Stranger Things, The Haunting of Hill House, and, The Outer Banks, which, all those shows are phenomenal, and, this is a horror show, so right up my alley, and plus it's directed by the, Mike Flanagan, which was the person who did Dr. Sleep, which, I absolutely love, so I absolutely love Mike Flanagan, but in case you have not watched it, which I'm sure, at least some of you haven't, but I know quite a few people have, it's pretty much a family is, haunted by a house that they used to live in when they were younger, and, a fateful night, in that house when they were younger, still haunts them to this day, and, some ghosts from their past are coming back up to haunt them, and, that's kind of, the basic premise of it, but if you have not watched it, please go watch it. It's easily one of the best horror series or even just shows out there in general. Like, by the end of it, you're just out, or at least I was just so satisfied. Like, I watched this, I want to say, like, maybe the beginning of last summer, so probably about a year ago. That's the first time, and I just recently rewatched it because, I had nothing better to do, but it's just such a rewarding show to watch. Like, and this show's also really scary too, like the bowler hat ghost, the one with, like, the cane and all. He is absolutely terrifying, all the ghosts, there's, like, background ghosts and stuff you barely notice. Like, there's one whenever, he's in the basement, he finds out that guy that sealed himself inside the wall and, he died. There's, like, a pale woman in the background. That, whenever I saw that, like, that absolutely terrified me. And, there's just a bunch of terrifying stuff. Like, one of the best jump scares I've ever seen in a movie or show or whatever was whenever Theo and Shirley were driving in the car, and Nellie, like, just screams, like, oh my god, that's terrifying. But, my favorite characters personally is probably Steven and Luke. I probably Steven out of those two. I don't know, I just kind of relate with him more. And, of course, the dad, Hugh, I mean, he's great. I love his character. And the Dudleys, I love the Dudleys so much, especially by the end, it's just so sad, but, we'll get into that a little bit. I kind of want to go over some of my favorite episodes in the series. So, the first episode, it is a nice little, kickstart, and I will say the first 5 or so episodes, is mainly, each episode's based off a particular character, to kind of establish it, and then, like, episode 6, the Two Storms, is just such a good episode, probably my favorite, I guess, because it kind of looks like it's all in one shot, but I just love the atmosphere of, the actual storms, which, kind of brings two storms from the past and the present together. It's just great. And then, like, even, like, the 9th episode, Screaming Mimis, that kind of fills in all the gaps for, that last night at Hill House, which is, really tragic, how the Dudley's daughter, gets poisoned by Olivia, and then, she kills herself. Like, it is just honestly tragic. And, especially for the Dudleys, though, in the final episode 10, which is, oh my god, such a good episode. We see that after Hugh came back to the house and found Olivia dead, the Dudleys and him make this deal that, if you keep this house, like, don't burn it down or destroy it or anything, we'll make sure that, your kids, remember Olivia for what they were, and, no one has to know about, any of this, because, their daughter's ghost is there or whatever, with, Abigail, so, no wonder they want to stay there now, and, like, and then the closest I think I've ever came to crying, like, during a movie or anything, was probably near this, at the very end, whenever, Steven's giving his monologue, which this show's got some great monologues, too, but he's giving his, like, where everything's wrapping back up, but and the Mr. Dudley is carrying Mrs. Dudley into the house so she can die there and be there with her her stillborn and Abigail. Like, oh, that's just such a powerful moment. Like, oh, it's just so good. Like, this show is just honestly one of the most well crafted horrors and just honestly like dramas ever. Like, it by that final episode, it's just so satisfying. Because this is a great blend of horror, sadness, or I don't know. Yeah, I guess sadness, and like just everything comes together to be so great, and like it's definitely one of the most rewarding shows you can watch. Like, I absolutely love the show. Like, this is probably one of the best shows I ever watched personally. So I'm probably gonna give the show about a 9.3 out of 10. Like, I absolutely love the show. Don't get me wrong, it does got some problems, but like, as long as you're able to overlook them, like, this is just such a great show, and very enjoyable too, like, just so enjoyable. But also, whenever it turns out Hugh killed himself to be there with Olivia or whatever, that's just so sad too. And like he tells Steven, some things can't be told, some things you have to live through or whatever, something like that. And that's just such a powerful moment. He's like, well, it's up to you now to I'm passing, this responsibility of, this house and, the promise with the Dudleys down to you now. So it's just such a powerful one. Like, one of the best. So I'm probably going to give this show a 9.3 out of 10. But anyway, guys, let me know down below what you guys think about The Haunting of Hill House. Easily, though, like I said, one of my favorite shows. I'm going to go upgrade my grade to a 9.5. Like, I absolutely love the show. But check out my Twitter and Discord, link in the description. Like and subscribe for more. Check out some other videos, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.